Hello, everybody, and I'm back, baby. You know what? I decided to continue where I left off with these recaps with the Marlins, and what are the games that I missed? And let's get on with this, right? Okay. So the Rocky series, yeah, we don't talk about the Rocky series no more. That was a horrible. That should never happen to begin with. I don't think they should have been swept by the Rockies. That might be that I thought was a defining moment. I thought it was a defining moment. It was bad, it sucked, and I just can't believe that just happened, man. I just can't believe it. Now they go to Tampa. George Steinberger, Steinberger Field. They don't play the Trop because Hurricane Milton has completely destroyed the Trop, which is really sad. Absolutely sad. Now, in this game, there was an ejection in this game that Clayton McCullough got tossed out because there was a really bad call from the umpire that Xavier Edwards, I believe, was out of the baseline, or he was obstructing, which is a really bad call, and that prohibits a run from happening, which sucks. It absolutely sucks. I don't think the call should have ever happened. But it did happen. I think he should have been safe. And yeah, there was some not so friendly words. And Clayton McCullough, fine for his players, has been tossed out of this game. And the Rays win this one 4-3. Second game, it was a back and forth between the Marlins and the Rays. The Marlins was down 4-0. But then in the top of the third, there was some really nice batting from Fortes, Connor Norby, Xavier Edwards, and then ultimately Jesus Sanchez would tie it up 4-4. Jansen hits a home run, and then still a back and forth. The fifth inning was probably defined. Then they go to the extra innings, which Hernandez hits a single win, and they ultimately won that game 11-10 over the Tampa Bay Rays. Third game, they lost the series against the Rays 3-2 in that one. Then they go to Pittsburgh, where they got decimated 10-3 in the Pirates game. But the second game, they won 3-2 over the Pittsburgh Pirates, but they lose the series against the Pirates at PNC. I actually went to PNC, but not this time. Oh, that was my original plan, and I'm pissed I didn't do it. I'm really pissed off I didn't do it, but that was my original plan. In fact, the Tampa Bay series in Tampa was also my original plan, but that's a different story for another time. Then they go to Washington, D.C., and what do you know? They have swept the Washington Nationals up at Washington, D.C., and a pretty good time. It's a pretty good time. Then they come back home and play against the Phillies. They lost that series against the Phillies 3-1. The only win was that second game where they won that game 8-3 over the Philadelphia Phillies. Atlanta Braves come in town, and they're just having a little roller coaster. It had a horrible start of the season, and then they ended up, getting something out of it. But they won that series 2-3 over the Braves. The only exception is a 7-0 shutout loss. It was 7-0 shutout loss against the Braves. Ronald Acuna Jr. played in these games and continues to hurt them. This is when Yuri Perez was starting to make that comeback, so I'm happy that Yuri Perez is making that comeback. And then I think that series is a turning point because this proves right here that the National series is probably a turning point because they swept the Nationals. A couple of series later, this is where the Marlins have literally came out of nowhere. They go to San Francisco, and they have swept the San Francisco Giants in Oracle Park. I don't remember the last time this has happened, but it did happen. The last game of that series, there was a benches clear. I believe it has something to do with the players shouting at each other, the pitcher and the batter. I think Wilmer Flores was involved with that situation. And, I mean, dude, they swept the Giants at Oracle, and I'll take it. But even more impressively, that the Marlins just continued to fight back. They were losing many. They were down. They were down by his points, right? Not the first game, but then the games go on. The Marlins were beating the Diamondbacks. Had a scare in the ninth inning, but they're able to win this one 9-8. That was the first game. Second game, the Diamondbacks were winning. 7-3 actually, and the Marlins made the comeback. They won this game in extras 8-7, and then the third game, they won 6-4. They swept the Diamondbacks in Arizona. They swept the Marlins in Miami. We swept the Diamondbacks in Phoenix. That's impressive, bro. Absolutely impressive. Then they go home finally, and they win this series against the Minnesota Twins. I actually saw the Twins play this season, believe it or not. They won that series. They didn't sweep them, but they won that series. And then finally, they lost the series for the first time in a while against the Phillies. And no shame in this, losing the series to the Brewers at that time, and they lost that series against the Brewers the next. No shame in that whatsoever, because the Brewers became hot. They were a hot baseball team. Then we go to Cincinnati, and man, the first two games, especially the second game, the Marlins were blowing out the Reds. But then the Reds pretty much were like, aha. So it's a tie series 2-2, so not bad. Then they go to Baltimore, and you know what? Before the Marlins even came to Baltimore, I was in Baltimore the day prior. I went to go see the Orioles play the Mets. I really wish I would have waited a day later. I really wish I waited a day later, because this would have been, oh man, oh well. But the Marlins, they not only won this series, but they blew out the Orioles. They shut out the Orioles in the second game. And the third game, Kyle Stowers was hot. The Orioles, that's the team that we got Kyle Stowers and Connor Norby from, and Kyle Stowers had a hat trick home run, a three home run night, actually a 3 home run day against the Orioles, and it was incredible, absolutely incredible, man. All-Star break happened, and the Kansas City Royals come into town, and we were winning 5. I think it was 5-1. Let me check real quick. Yeah, it was 5-1. 5-0 actually, and they tied up with the home run. Rave with a home run in the ninth inning. That was rough. And the top of the 10th, and the 10th inning happened. The extra innings. They scored 2 runs, and I'm thinking, yep, that's pretty much it. However, Pesky Fish says no. Ramirez hits a single to left that allows Hill to score. Derek Hill. Derek Hill was playing at that time, yeah, and he got hurt again. But then Kyle Stowers does it again, and he just destroyed that baseball. He destroyed that baseball to right, and the Marlins won this game 8-7 over the Royals. Awesome. Then in the second game, they won that game 3-1 over the Royals, and City Connect. I actually finally got the City Connect. So they won that series against the Royals. The last game they did not win. They dropped the series. Actually, they didn't drop the series. The Royals avoided the sweep. But the Padres came in town, another big test. And again, the Marlins won the series. They won the series again against the Padres. To me, the biggest win series right now of this season was going up to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and winning the series against the Brewers. They should have swept the Brewers. I think the Brewers didn't even lose a game. I mean, they probably did. But as the Brewers were hot, the Marlins were also hot. And the Marlins won the series against the Brewers. That might be the biggest win series of the season, to me at least. Yeah, there were some sweeps in the West Coast, but this was more impressive because the Brewers were hot. They were as hot as a baseball team. And then they go into St. Louis, and for the first time in 2018, the Marlins have won the series against the Cardinals. And we were talking about Sandy Alcantara, and only to find out that, yeah, he's not going anywhere. He is not going anywhere, and not even Edward Cabrera, man. But yeah, that's my caught up, at least. Now, I think there was one of the games early on in between that there was also some problems. There was some benches cleared and some ejections that has happened. I know the Tampa Bay series that has happened. I forgot what other series that happened regarding the ejection. I can look through it while I'm talking to you guys. But that is that's pretty much your catch up. That's pretty much. You're pretty much caught up with everything else. Yeah, there was benches cleared. Yeah, okay, yeah, that was against the Giants. The Tampa Bay. Okay, yeah, it was the runners lanes interference. There we go. There was Chad Fairchild that was calling runners lanes interference, which I really don't get that call at all. Okay. All right, man. That's pretty much your caught up. Am I recapping tomorrow's game and beyond? Yes. Yes, I am. All right. I will recap the rest of the season, and I'm going to now. Actually, you know what I'm going to delete this video right now. All right, man. Well, that's going to do it for this one. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe for content, and I will see you guys tomorrow, folks. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and yeah, man, I'll see you guys next time. Good night, everybody.